Hi, my name is Jennie Wagner. I'm playing Ophelia in BE Theater's production of Hamlet with Shakespeare on the Concho this year.
Hi, and my name is Tyler and I am playing Hamlet.
I've actually never gotten the chance to do a full-length production of Shakespeare before. I went to school for theater. That's what I went to college for, and I did a lot of Shakespeare things for different segments I did at KCCTF festivals. I did Irene Ryan's every year, and I would always use Shakespeare, but I've never gotten the opportunity to get a full-length production under my feet.
This is my fourth, I believe it's my third production. I've done the Scottish play. I have done Midsummer Night's Dream, all with Shakespeare on the Concho here. Yep, I was right. Romeo and Juliet too.
All right, so for those that aren't familiar with Hamlet, what are y'all to each other? Tell me a little bit about this dynamic relationship.
Well, that's what's a little bit complicated about Hamlet and Ophelia. It's a little bit on again, off again. Will they, won't they? Will she survive? Will he? You know?
It's very toxic. It's like the complete opposite of what you'd kind of want a loving relationship to be like.
Oh yeah, and it just kind of one of those things that just keeps, you're like, aw, until you're like, aw.
Yeah.
You know? Not the best for each other, but stupid in love.
Yeah.
Gotcha, very 2023 relevant.
Yeah. Absolute.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
This week we've been trying to get our first full-length run-throughs under our belt now that we're off book for Act 1. So we've been trying to run the show as much as possible. We've done a couple runs of Act 1 and Act 2, and tonight we're going to do our first full-length run-through for the whole process.
It's been a stressful one, surprisingly. I mean, Hamlet is one of the most illustrious roles of theater, of literature, and it's very big shoes to fill. So a lot of that has kind of been weighing down that with everything that comes with it, the vast range of emotion that Hamlet must go through all this grief that he's going through with his family. It's a giant ball that is very hard to tame as it rolls down this hill.
I think it's about all the different emotions that you go through with the people that you love.
I would say the word is grief, like I was alluding to earlier. I think it's a story that a lot of these characters are dealing with grief in their own way, whether it be the loss of a loved one or being the reason why someone is not there and dealing with the guilt of that. It's a very dark play that kind of looks to the darker side of human psyche, and it's a show about how choices, snowball downhill into what they become.
Yeah. So, I mean, Hamlet and Ophelia, right? Even if you don't know the show, everyone knows those names. What has building that character been like? What inspiration have you drawn from?
Oh, it's intimidating for sure when you hear like something like that. Everybody knows exactly what characters come to mind first. I mean, just people already are like, oh, that one scene, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I can't wait to see that scene. So it's definitely intimidating, but there's plenty of material to like look through, draw from. There's a million productions online, a million different interpretations of it, and I think that San Angelo is going to be really excited to see ours.
Yeah, it's kind of to tail off what she said. Everyone has read Hamlet in some sort of English class throughout life. So this is a story that whether they know it well or well not, they've kind of had a touch of it already, and there are 2 or 3 scenes that come right to mind whenever you think of Hamlet, and it'll be fun because the thing about it is every time you tell the story, it's different in some ways, and it's fun to tell the story that we're telling because it has differences that others do not. So
absolutely. So we did talk about the turmoil between Ophelia and Hamlet, but both of y'all are in very happy relationships, right? And y'all are both in the play with your significant others, right?
Oh yeah, that's been super fun too. It's always super fun to get to act with people that you love, whether it be friends or your partner. It's always interesting to see what kind of roles you get to play opposite of each other. I know the first time Annie and I were in a show together, we were mom and dad, and now we're brother and sister, and we're getting married in October. So what a wild ride for that.
It's a whole roller coaster. Yeah, it's funny. My partner's playing Horatio, who is Hamlet's best friend. So it's really funny. We found it very funny at times when we're doing a greeting of some sort, and we hug, but it's like a linger hug, and we're like, oh wait, we're bros. We can't. There's no lingering. We
Don't
can't
want to
do
give
that.
the wrong impression.
Pretty fun.
Oh, you have some underlying like things we're having to look for now. Maybe Ophelia's not in there. Anything else you'd like to add?
It's going to be a really, really great production. Everybody in the show is doing such a phenomenal job. On stage and off, technicians, our costumers are doing fantastic. I've seen some of our lighting design sketches and they're wonderful. As you can see, the stage is just so fun to be on. So come see this super great, talented group of people put on one of the most well-known productions.
Yeah, and to quote the great Ken Roberts, tickets on sale now. Go online to B Theater and get your tickets because they're selling out quick.